Hey guys, Grill Sergeant here. What's going on, Grillbillies? Is this you having two browser tabs open, checking out the Brunswick and the Pro Series 4 version 2 and not knowing how to make up your mind on which one to choose? Well, you're in luck, because this video is going to help point you in the right direction. So bust out your notepad, get ready to take some notes, and let's start the show. So Pit Boss, within a few months, released two new vertical smokers and both pack a ton of awesome features. But now you're left with, which one do I go with? Now, you might already say, if you know my channel, but Grill Sergeant, you already have the Brunswick, so aren't you just going to tell people to get the Brunswick? Not actually. Because I started with the Pro Series 4 version 1, I absolutely love that smoker. And it's only that the Brunswick came out first. I didn't even know that the Pro Series 4 version 2 was coming out, and so I got the Brunswick. I just found out my local Lowe's had gotten the Pro Series 4 version 2, so let's get in the Tundra and let's go check it out. Now, just so you don't have to sit through a 12-minute video, if you're looking at the Brunswick, the pros to the Brunswick is you have a 22-inch width grate, and that's good for like full-size briskets and whatnot. Then the other pro is the temperature control, which you can basically set the Brunswick anywhere from I think it's 150 to 420 degrees, and you can go up in 10-degree increments. Now the downside to the Brunswick is the cost. It's I think $150 more than the Pro Series 4. You can barely find it in stock, and if you can find it in stock, when it gets to you, there's been a lot of cases of shipping damage. Let's get into the pros and cons of the Pro Series version 2. The pros is it's like under $400. I think it's like $399, and then it has tons of well thought out features looking at the version 1 to the version 2. Version 2 is well thought out. Now the cons, the biggest con for the Pro Series version 2 is, unlike the Brunswick, the temperature settings, you have like 8 settings you can pick from. So yes, it can still go 150 to 420, but then it only gives you 8 options, whereas the Brunswick, you get that whole 10-degree increment thing. The other con, and it's not necessarily a super bad con, but the width of the inside rack is 2 inches shorter than the Brunswick. So can you fit a brisket on the Pro Series 4 V2? Yes, but you kind of have to like squish it and make sure the brisket's not over 20 pounds. You know, so if you're not cooking briskets, that's not something to worry about. We're now arriving up to Lowe's. All right, so we are here, and this is the new Pro Series 4 version 2. So let's look at some features of this bad boy. So this feature of how it unlocks, that's insane. That is very cool. And the reason why is we have version 1 right here. And so this is how you unlock and lock version 1. And it's just, I mean, it's clanky. You know, if you sneeze on that thing pops open. It just doesn't feel stable. So the lock on that, I'm really impressed with. It has it on the Brunswick too. A little bit different on the Brunswick is this thing comes out and the full burn pot can actually remove. Now on the Brunswick, it's basically just the bottom plate that comes out, whereas the Pro Series 4 version 2, this full bottom plate comes out. You have your temperature controller now mounted on the side, whereas before that was mounted on the version 1, it was mounted down over here. And usually if you're making ribs, all that junk would just, you know, fall on here, and you have to get down low to the ground. So look at the space on this thing. This thing is freaking rad. Much like the Brunswick, is you have the vents now. No longer is the heat source just coming from the bottom, but you basically have your burn pot that's fully enclosed, and the heat will basically come out of the vents. Then you have, just like the Brunswick, you basically have your grease tray, and that will run to the back over here. You have your grease pull-out tray, and that is a huge upgrade from the Series 1. From the Series 1 to the Series 2, you do have the Bluetooth and Wi-Fi built in, so you can, through an app, you can turn off the smoker and you can adjust it. All right, so the inside grates right here, we're looking at 20 wide by 13 deep, and you have 4 of them. Now, the width is the same on the version 1, except you get an extra inch on the Pro Series version 2. So now what I say, let's go back to the house and check out the Brunswick. Let's go! And we're back underneath the patio, and now let's check out, now that we saw the Pro Series 4 version 2, let's check out this Brunswick. And it starts with the control board. They put it on top this time. It makes so much more sense having it at standing level so you don't actually have to crouch all the way to the ground to turn the smoker on. Now, the biggest plus to this control board, comparing it versus the Pro Series 4 version 2, is this will take you from 150 degrees all the way to 420 in 10-degree increments. And that is the downfall of the Pro Series 4 version 2. You're limited at like 8 to 10 set choices. Now, there is rumors or talks where you can take that control board, send it into Pit Boss, and they can, remodify and configure it. But as of now, those are just rumors. I haven't heard anything like that. So I take that stuff with a grain of salt. But as of right now, on the Pro Series 4 version 2, you have about 8 to 10 set settings. And realistically, is it the biggest deal? Maybe not, but there's some recipes like cook for 2 hours at 375. Well, on the Pro Series 4 version 2, you can choose 350 or 400. There's a 50-degree jump. Where on this, you can go 350, 360, 370, 380, 390, 400. And not only is the control board nice that it's up here, you can put extra tools or, whatnot. It's basically a little cubby. That's pretty clean. On the back side of it, you do have a 98-pound hopper. You do have a little handle here. That's kind of nice. You do have a glass sight here. Now, I will give it that the Pro Series 4, when it look at this latch system, that's so nice. Now this, for the right handle, you turn it. This one is fixed. That one doesn't move. And that opens up. And for the most part, it's okay. Now, you do have these magnetic tabs. And in theory, they used to close. Now, I've been using this thing for a while now, and I think just because of the heat and stuff like that, these no longer shut magnetically. So that's kind of a bummer. I really do like the glass door on that Pro Series 4 version 2. It's basically you shut it, and that thing is solid. With this, I pretty much have to kind of press towards the top here and then press down, because there is a little, you can see right in here, there's a little lever that comes up, and you really have to make sure that you're pushing down on that. So, I mean, see, it kind of sticks a little bit. Again, not the end of the world on that. The insides are pretty much the same as far as the heat distribution. You basically have the covered firebox, and then you have the heat, which basically rises up. So whatever you set your smoker is, it's the second grate from the top is going to be that temperature level. So if you set something at 250, it's going to be 250 at this level. It's going to be around 260 at this level, and you're going to be at 260, 270 at this very bottom level. So here you have the bottom ash pullout tray. That circle right there is the floor of the burn pot. I mean, it's kind of cool, but on the Pro Series 4, seeing as you can take out the full burn pot itself, that is pretty awesome. Because what happens is if this gets really hot, it starts kind of getting stuck, so you kind of have to pull on it. So that's kind of a drag. So now we have to ask the big question. What would I personally choose from between the Brunswick and the Pro Series 4? And if I had them both set out in front of me in mint condition and I could pick one, I probably still would opt for the Brunswick, just because of the extra width of the inside, and you get the accurate temperature adjustments in 10-degree increments. That's huge. But if I was in a position where I really wanted to get a vertical smoker, is it worth waiting on the Brunswick? And it seems like one, you can never find it in stock, and if you do, most likely you're going to get a notice that, oh, we couldn't find it for whatever reason. And if you do get it shipped out to you, most likely it's coming damaged, just from a ton of pictures I've seen. I would probably go down to Lowe's and pick up the Pro Series 4 version 2. I've had the Pro Series 4 version 1, again, for a year. No issues, no error codes, nothing wrong with it. Living in a perfect world where, you know, both smokers are available and they're not broken, I would opt with the Brunswick, but seeing as it looks like they're having some shipping issues and in-stock issues, hey, go ahead and get that Pro Series 4. I hope this video was informative. If you do have any questions, do leave a comment. I would be happy to help you answer any questions you have. And other than that, thank you for watching. If you haven't already, do hit that subscribe button, like button, and bell button so you're notified on all the future videos. Well, other than that, keep smoking, all right, fam? Catch you guys on the next one. Grill Sergeant out. Cheers. Propane! Get me out of here!